What if I told you there's a way to create some of these illusions without using any props at all? Well, there is, and the secret is in the slide deck. This trick is also created in Google Slides. So go ahead and start a blank presentation and give it a name. I'm calling this my Bubbles slide deck. Now, if you watch the video on creating custom backgrounds, some of this might be a little bit of a review for you. To get started, you want to change the layout of your slide and make sure that you're starting with a blank slide. Then the first step is to go ahead and insert the image of the virtual background that we're going to be starting with. In this case, it's a picture of Central Park in the fall. I'm going to expand my picture so that it covers my entire slide. So this is going to be my virtual background that I start with, but in my bubble activity, we're going to be blowing bubbles. So I want to duplicate this scene, and each time I add a new scene, there's going to be another bubble added. Let me show you how to do that. Come up to your initial scene, right click, and then select duplicate slide. Now I'm ready to add my bubble. Now the best way to do this is to go under Tools and Explore, and then I'm going to search for a bubble, but I also want to type in the words transparent background. That way it's only going to search for those images that have eliminated that white space around it. It's going to incorporate into our picture so much better. I'm going to find the bubble that I want, select insert. You'll see it comes nicely into the picture. I can then size it down and place it on the scene where I want it. So that's going to be my first slide in my slide deck. Then I'm going to go over here and right click, duplicate again. I'm going to copy and paste so that now I have two bubbles on the screen. I'm going to repeat this process by duplicating the slide and pasting in a bubble until I get the desired amount of bubbles on the screen. So typically I would do about 10 slides so that we could have 10 turns in this activity. Once you get all of your slides in your slide deck, the trick is to go back and save each one of these individually as an image because they're essentially each going to be a virtual background. Now to do that, come up to your slide. In this case, we're starting with slide number 2 with our first bubble. You're going to go under File and you're going to go to Download, and you're going to see the option to download it as a JPEG image, just that current slide. If you click on that, it's going to download it to your computer. And a trick that I like to use is once I've gotten all these downloaded, I like to pull them into a folder on my desktop just to keep everything nice and organized. So go ahead and duplicate your files, save them all on your desktop, and then I'll show you how to bring them into your Google Virtual Backgrounds menu. Once you're in your Zoom meeting, go into your background menu, click on the plus sign and navigate to where you just saved all of these images on your computer. Go ahead and select them, click open, and then you'll notice that they're brought into your menu of virtual backgrounds. Each one of the images serves as a different virtual background, starting with your image that has no bubbles, going all the way down till you have your image of 10 bubbles. When you're in your activity, you're going to essentially move through these backgrounds like a slide deck using your arrow keys. Now, the reason for this activity might be for those of you that don't have access to a green screen setup, or perhaps your computer does not support the use of green screen. Let me show you what this looks like when you're in the actual activity. It's a beautiful day in Central Park, so why not go outside and blow some bubbles? I've got my bubbles and my bubble wand. I'm going to get my students to take turns blowing a bubble with their bubble wand, and each time they blow a bubble, one will pop up on the screen. Now I'm doing this just by using my arrow keys and navigating through the images that I've created in my slide deck that I brought into my virtual background menu. Once I get all 10 bubbles, I can use the left arrow key and I can move back through the slideshow going this way, and I can have the students pop the bubbles until there's none left. Now, how you do that is you want to make sure that you're not sharing your screen. I can have my virtual background menu open and minimized in the corner, and as long as I'm not sharing my screen, the student's only going to see what you see right now.